Review over linear functions, part 4. Write an equation, slope-intercept form of that line. So we go y equals blank x plus blank, and we got to find m and b. So remember what m and b stand for. M is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. So I go down the y-axis because that's my b right there. And that's easy, that's 1. So when you have a graph, you find the b first. Now M, pick a point to the right. This is right. Right there. Okay. So remember, a slope is the rise over the run between any 2 points. But I pick 2 ones I can get to. You go up 1, 2, 3. Positive 3. Then 1, 2, 2. So it's 3 halves. 3 over 2x plus 1. Okay, number 2, same thing. You're trying to accomplish y equals blank x plus blank m b. So m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Okay, y-intercept, we should do that first. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So positive 6 is the b. Now m, you need another point right there. Okay, so remember, the slope is a ratio of the rise to run. You can find it with any 2 points, but I picked 2 that I can easily go with. So I have to go down now, so I count by negative. Negative 1, so the rise is negative. Negative 2. 1, 2, 3 is the run. So negative 2/3. X plus 6. Okay, next problem. Now you're graphing the equations. Graph the equations, finding the slope, y-intercept, if it's possible. So do you have a y and an x in that equation? Yup. Is y by itself? Yup. MB. So easy one to graph here. So slope, y-intercept. So the slope is negative 2, put a 1 under it, and then positive 3 is your y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3. So from there I go down 2, right 1. Okay, and then your line. Please use a ruler and please make arrows on both ends. Okay, number 4, 2x plus 4y equals 12. Do you have x and y in the equation? Yup. Is y by itself? Nope. So you need to get the y by itself before you use your slope, y-intercept. So y has a multiplied by 4 and a plus 2 positive 2x that's being added. So we have a positive, so I don't need to change any signs, but I need to first take out the 2x with a subtraction. So I make a 0x here and subtract 2x. So 4 times y, you put the x down, 0 minus 2 is negative 2, and then you add the constant 12. Now you divide all of these by the 4. So y is now by itself. Now, negative 2 divided by 4 is a decimal, so you need to keep that in fraction form, negative 2 over 4. And then 12 divided by 4 is 3. So now I have my m and b. So slope, negative 2 over 4. You could reduce each one and divide them both by 2. It would be negative 1/2, but it's not really going to matter. Okay, so I'll just keep it as negative 2 over 4. So y-intercept is 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then from there, we go down 2, right 4. Now, it doesn't really matter if you don't reduce it because 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, it just is the same line, okay? So, it doesn't really affect it if I reduce it, but I don't want a decimal. Okay, number 5, it just says y equals 2. Do you have both y and x? No, so MB is impossible, okay? So you're missing the x variable. Well, this is either going to be straight across or straight up and down. Don't try to guess, please. Make 3 coordinates. I've told you how to do this. So the coordinate we're not missing is y. Okay, so y is 2 all the way through here. missing the x, so the x is 1, 2, 3. I'm picking, it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3. I'm just picking 3 easy numbers. So 1, 2. So 1, 2. Okay. Now 2 on x, 2 on y. Then 3 on x and 2 on y. So it's a straight horizontal line all across the -2 on the y. Now, forget this garbage. I want to make up another one. Just cross out the directions and the equation. Now I'm going to put x equals -1. So now we're missing the y. So now it kind of reverses itself as to how I fill out the coordinates. So the letter I'm not missing is the x, so the x now is filled in with the same value. The y I'm missing, so pick 3 easy numbers, just go 1, 2, 3. So x, I go -1, and then y, I go 1. So there's the first point. Okay, -1, and then I go 2. -1 still on x, and I go 3. Okay, and there's my equation. Arrows, please, make it straight. Okay, now next part we're writing the equations. We got a blank page there, so nothing there. Okay, write an equation of the line with the following characteristics on 6, 7, 8, and 9, not through 10, it's through 9. Now, writing an equation, you're doing the same thing you did on problems 1 and 2, you just don't have the graph to look at. You don't need it, okay? MB, so I have to find the M and the B. M is the slope, and B is the y-intercept. So my M is given, remember that's the slope, so -1/2 is my M value. Now B is a y-intercept, it is not -2, okay? Because to -2 you go to right 2, down 2, you're not on the y-axis. You always find the y-intercept with y equals m times x plus b. The only way that could be your b is if that is a 0 value, and it's not, okay? So m, -1/2. Then -2 is y, and then 2 is x. B plus -1/2 times 1 is -1, plus 1 plus 1. -2 plus 1 is -1 equals B. Okay, number 2 through 2, 1, and 5, -8. So again, same thing. Y equals slot x plus slot. So M is the slope, and B is the y-intercept. Okay, now I don't know my slope, but if I know 2 coordinates on the line, I easily find my slope with the y minus y, x minus x. Okay, so if I compare a 2 to a 5, that has the higher x, so -8/5, and then 1/2. -8 minus 1 is -9, 5 minus 2 is 3, now divide that, you get -3. Then B, y equals m times x plus b. So m -3. You can use this or this. I'll use this. 1 for y and 2 for x. So b plus, that'd be -6. Then you plus 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 equals b. Okay, good. Number 8, parallel to the line y equals 3x plus 2 through 1, 3. So again, another y equals blank x plus blank, so MB. Now, M, you have to use that word parallel. Parallel means the M's are the same. Well, here's the given equation. Y is by itself, so I have my MB. I don't care about the B though. They have the same M, but they won't have the same B. So if that M is 3, my M is 3. Then B, y equals M times x plus B. So M is 3. Then 3 replaces our y, 1 replaces the x. Take out your 3 by subtracting. Yes, you can get a b of 0, okay? Because it means it crossed the y-axis at 0, which is just the middle, okay? Okay, perpendicular to the line y equals 1/2 x minus 1 through -2, 3. MB. Okay, so you got your M, that's your B, but perpendicular isn't the same M. You have to flip the M and make it the opposite sign. So if I flip 1/2, it's 2/1. And if this is positive, then mine's negative. Now if you end up with a 1 on the bottom, you can get rid of it and just use -2. If you want to keep it -2/1, that's okay. Then B, y equals M times x plus B. So my M is -2. If you put it over 1, it's fine. So 3 is y, and then -2. B plus -2 times -2 is 4. E minus 4. 3 minus 4 is -1. -1 equals B. And that's how you do a perpendicular. Okay, on the test again, I will put a V right above the equation so you know that that's what it forms. So to find the V, you got to find the vertex of the V. So vertex start, vertex finish. So the vertex start's always 0, 0. Okay. Vertex finish, you got to look at your equation and do the translation. You have nothing inside, okay? The inside of your absolute value is just x, so the x stays at 0. Outside, what does the outside do? It does the same to our y. So if it's a +3, we do a +3. So that's 3. So make that as your vertex. X0 is the middle. Y3, 1, 2, 3. So you just go to 3. Now you make your V. Arrows on both ends. Okay, number 11. Y equals the absolute value of x minus 4. So we have vertex start. And vertex finish. Okay, now inside. Now you have something inside. If it is inside, it does the opposite, not the same. It does the opposite to the x. Okay? So minus 4, I would add 4. So 0 plus 4 is 4. And then there's nothing outside, so that's a stay. Now let me explain a little deeper why this works. I haven't done a great job. If I would insert a 0 for x, what's the absolute value of 0? It'd be 0. But then what's 0 plus 3? It'd be 3, which gives me an output of 3. Now what happens if I put a 4 in for x? Well, what's 4 minus 4? 0. What's the absolute value of 0? 0. No. Okay, so x 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the y being 0 is just right there. Okay. So remember to do it right. They don't go the same. They're not the exact same problem. Okay. When the y changes, it moves it up, down. When the x changes, it goes right to left in the opposite way when you're doing the x. Now, story problems. A computer repair service charges $50 for diagnosis. They also charge $35 per hour for repairs. Write an equation in slope-intercept form that relates the two units. Use it to find how many hours it will take for the total cost to reach $172.50. So we're finding hours. So you've got dollars and hours. So hours is X, dollars is Y. Also get that table there. So hours, dollars. So dollars per hour. Okay, we got the dollars per hour, 35. So this is our slope we have. So when I have that, I go 0, 1, 2. And then I start at $50 and I start adding 35. So after 1 hour, that would be 85. And then you'd be up to 120. Now eventually you get to 172.50. So not a long ways to go, but now we make our line. Start putting the slope first. 35 times x is your slope, and then your b, you don't need b, you have 50, okay? So there's your equation. 50 plus 35 times x equals y. Then y equals 772.50. Okay, so I got plus and times, so minus 50. Minus 50, that's 122.50. Then divide by 35, and I think we got it. So 122.50 divided by 35, I got 3.5. 3.5 hours. Okay, number 13. An airplane is descending towards the ground in a linear path. After 2 minutes, the plane is 29,000 feet above the ground. After 5 minutes, that same plane is 27,500 feet above the ground. How many minutes will it take the plane to descend from its initial height to its landing? So, same idea, table. So you got minutes and feet. So x is minutes, y is feet. So per feet per minute. Unfortunately, they never told us the feet per minute, so I put question mark and an m next to it. That represents the m in the equation then. Okay, so I've got x, y. So x is minutes, y is feet. Now, because I don't know this, I go 0 and block it off. I'm not going to go 1, 2. That'd be stupid. Okay. Minutes, I've got 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and that's it. For feet, I've got 29,000. That's with the 2 minutes, not with the 0. You just got to read it. It's in the same sentence with 2. And that's with 5. And then I have 0 feet, but no x to go with it. That's a question mark. That's what I need to find, the minutes it takes to get to 0. Now, clearly this is something higher than 29,000. That's known as my b. Now, to find a b, we use y equals m times x plus b, but I need my m, so I come over here and use my slope formula. Now, these are the two coordinates, x, y. 5, put that first with the 27,500 above it. Okay? That's 27,500. Then put your 2 with the 29,000 above that. So I take on top 27,500 minus 29,000, negative 1,500. Then 5 minus 2 is 3. Then I divide and it's negative 500. Okay, so that means every single minute we'd add negative 500 feet, but I'm not going by single minutes, so I don't worry about adding that, but I do need to make it on my line. So that's my slope, negative 500 times x. So the m value, because I got to find where we began at. Y equals m times x plus b. So the m is negative 500. Now for the x and the y, I have to look at my table. I'll go 2 for x. You can go 5 as well. I'll use 2. So if I'm using 2, I need to use 29,000 for my y. B plus negative 500 times 2 is negative 1,000. So then I plus 1,000. And that's 30,000. 30,000 is equal to B. That's not the answer to the problem. Don't go down and put that. That just tells you your B. But what it does is lets me write my equation where I can put the 0 in for the y. So 30,000 plus negative 500 times x, negative 500 feet per minute equals whatever feet we have, which happens to be 0. So 30,000 plus negative 500 times x equals 0. So we got plus and times. So we highlight the times, get rid of the 30,000. So negative 500 times x equals negative 30,000. And then divide, and we got it. Negative 30,000 divided by negative 500 is 60. So x equals 60. Now we have our answer because we now know how many minutes it takes to get down to 0 feet. Okay, last problem. The table shows the balance of a student's bank account at various times. I think this is the exact problem in another one of the reviews this week, but I'll do it. First, make a scatter plot for the data, draw a trend line. So the X is the weeks, the money is the account. So on your X, just go 0 through to 9. Then on the Y-axis, we need to be smart, okay? We start at 10. Don't put 10 on the bottom. 10's right there, okay? Then you add 20 every time. So 10 plus 20 is 30, then 50, then 70, then 90, then 110. We got to get to 136. So 130, 150. So 015 right there. 135 right here. 368 here. 485 is right there. 7105 right there. And then 136. Okay, you put your pencil on that first point and just draw a straight line across the points. You're not going to hit all of them. Okay, now we got to write an equation for the line. Y equals blank x plus blank m b. Okay, now I go to my table because everybody needs the first point, 015. The reason why is because if that's with 0, that serves as my b. I don't need to do the calculation for the b. Okay, then I'm going to pick the one above the 1 and the one above the 3. So 135 and then 368. Okay, so I apply y minus y, x minus x. Okay, so here are your coordinates. You want to start with the 3 and put it 68 above it, and then 35, and then 1, and then the 35 above that. So it's going to give you a 33 over 2. Now just divide that. If it's a decimal, who cares? Okay, 16.5. It's not like we have to graph it, the equation. Okay, and the b is at 15 right there. Okay, and there we have it. Y equals 16.5 times x plus the beginning amount, 15.